On everybody, what is happening? Let me turn up my volume. What's going on, family? Ooh, so excited about today's topic. Let me post this comment and then pin comment so y'all will know what we are getting into today. What is going on, y'all? What's happening? I'm Tatiani Favors. I am your tax business coach, and I am a business coach with who, excuse me, I can't even talk today. I'm so excited. I'm just trying to get y'all this game real quick. But I am Tatiani Favors. I am a tax business coach, which simply means that I am a business coach to tax professionals and aspiring tax professionals. Okay, if you want to learn how to start a tax business, build a tax business, or grow a profitable tax business, then A, if you're not following me already on IG, you need to do so. B, you need to meet me here on IG Live at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every Thursday for hashtag TBTT, Tax Boss Talk Thursdays, okay? Where each and every Thursday we get together and talk everything tax business related, okay? So we are going to go ahead and get locked into this subject. I am very excited about this subject because, first of all, guys, I don't know if y'all looked at the calendar recently, but Q3 is next week. Q2 is about to be finito. It's about to be over. So now we have 6 months until the upcoming tax season. You should be, or if for all of you existing tax professionals, if you have not already, you need to have properly closed all of your tax clients, okay? If you have not properly closed all of your tax clients from this past tax season, go ahead and do it before this quarter is over. So now you can spend the 6 months just preparing for next tax season and not having to worry about closing out your old files from this past tax season, okay? That's the last thing we want to do, is be dealing with past tax season as we are ramping up for the upcoming tax season, okay? So I just did a live on what you need to do to close out your client files. Watch that. I literally did that yesterday. So you can go on my feed and watch that video so you will know how to close out your client files, okay? All right. So again, y'all, 6 months. Q3 is upon us. Y'all are going to be seeing a lot more of me because it is go time. We don't wait until Q4 to start ramping up for tax season. No, that's what mediocre people do. We start now. We've been started in March, but we really ramp up in July on through, because now is the perfect time to start throwing things up against the wall, to seeing what sticks, seeing what doesn't, seeing what your audience likes, seeing what they don't like, so you can know without a doubt when it's prime time, marketing time, and that's Q4, what's working and what's not working, okay? So today we are talking about the 5 things that you must know about owning a tax business. Now, there's about 86,000 things that you should know about owning a tax business, but we're just going to focus on 5 today. And actually, these 5 things are things that I've learned over the years. And if I learned them, then I believe that, sharing is caring. And I'm going to let y'all know these things. You're going to be surprised on some of the things, but these 5 things, a lot of people get hung up on. If people want to start a tax business, they get hung up on things like this, okay? Or if you're trying to grow your tax business, if you're in the middle of transitioning from being a tax preparer to a tax business owner, then there are some things that you need to implement in order to get there. These 5 things are the things that I've learned over the years, so these are the things that I'm definitely going to be teaching you and giving you the game so you can be privy to these things. So it doesn't matter if you are a new entrepreneur and you're wondering what you can do in order to get into the tax business, or you are already in the taxation industry, okay? Hey everyone coming in, you can learn from all of these things that I'm about to go over today. So the 5 things that you must know about owning a tax business. Number 1, and y'all, if y'all have questions for me, there is a answer bubble or a question bubble down at the bottom with the question mark in it. Put it in that question bubble, because once I'm done, I'm going to go ahead and answer all of you all's questions, okay? So, I got requests to join and everything. All right, hey y'all. We're talking about the 5 things you must know about owning a tax business. If you have questions, put them in a question bubble and I will get to them after I am done. All right, the first thing you want to know, or that you must know about owning a tax business. And side note, I've been in the taxation industry for 17 years and been a tax business coach for the past 6 years. So I know a little bit about what I'm talking about, just FYI. But the first thing that you must know about owning a tax business, whether you want to own a tax business or you already do, is that tax preparation is not the only aspect of your tax business that you need to focus on. Okay? I'm going to say that again. Tax preparation is not the only aspect of your tax business that you need to focus on. Why? Because you must consider other business aspects as well in order to have a well-rounded business. Okay? I'm telling you all this because if you go, a lot of people go into a tax business and they say, okay, I have to learn tax preparation. And once I learn tax preparation, I'm in business. Yeah, no. Yeah, no. Now you have a skill. Tax preparation is a skill. Just because you have a skill set does not necessarily make you a business owner. It makes you self-employed if you're really good at that skill set and you can live off of that skill set. Then it can make you self-employed, but it doesn't necessarily make you a business owner, okay? If you are interested in creating and building a business, an actual business that's legacy leaving, something that you can count on year after year, something that if you want to leave your job for and you're interested in creating a business, then you have to consider these other business aspects of your tax business outside of tax preparation. So things like marketing, of course. How are you going to get clients? Okay? That's a whole strategy. Marketing is a business aspect. Pricing your tax returns or pricing your services, okay? That's another aspect that you have to consider. I'm talking about hiring people and building teams, okay? Customer service, okay? Planning, things of that nature. Those are the other business aspects outside of tax preparation that you have to consider if you want to build a solid foundation for your tax business. Okay, don't come in here just thinking that all you need to do is learn how to prepare taxes and hey Jonathan, that all you have to do is learn how to prepare taxes and you're in business. No, you have to actually become a business. Let's talk about that. Not functioning as a sole proprietor, but actually becoming a business, whether it's an LLC or a partnership or a corporation. Actually becoming a business. Just because you know how to prepare taxes doesn't mean you have a business. It just means that your individual person have a skill now and you have not scaled it yet into a business. Okay? There's a difference between being self-employed and being a business owner. People use them interchangeably, but they're not the same. In a nutshell, let me tell you how I explain the difference. The difference is if you're self-employed, you yourself still have to show up every day for you to make money. If you get sick or if you go on vacation or if you don't actually do the work, then you do not get paid. You do not make money. However, if you are a business owner, okay, that means you have systems in place. That means you have a team. That means that your business functions with or without you having to put your hand on all of the daily activities. You can be on vacation or sick. You will still incur revenue. You will still make money as a business owner. That is the difference, okay, guys? And and let me tell you how I found out that tax preparation wasn't the only aspect of your business. Is when I have my accounting degree, okay? I have my accounting degree. I have great experience within the taxation industry as far as preparing taxes, both business and personal. So when I decided to start my tax business over a decade ago, it's probably like over 15 years ago now that I'm thinking about it. Whatever. Anyway, when I first started, I'm like, oh, I know how to prepare taxes. Yes, I'm gonna make a killing, all of that. And it wasn't until a few years into my tax business that I hit a plateau, and I couldn't figure out why I wasn't growing or what or nothing. I had to then understand the business part of the game. And that's a lot of things that people don't understand when it comes to building and starting a tax business. It is tax business. It is a business. It's a business, and it's not the business of preparing taxes. It's a overall business. And when you merge the business knowledge with the skill set, then that's when you see your bank account start to increase. That's when your pockets get a little heavier. That's when you start improving your business and hiring people and all of that. Okay? I want you all to understand, even for you newbies, and if you are existing. If you are existing, it's not too late. It's okay, because, hey, I was existing. I had to go back and fill in some gaps. And only once I filled in those gaps is when I saw a positive trajectory within my tax business. When I saw a difference. So I can't say this enough. Tax preparation is important. It's a skill set, but it's not the only aspect of your business. Okay. All right. Number 2. Hey everyone coming in. Number 2. Oops. Okay. Keeping your existing clientele is much easier and cheaper than getting new clients. Okay, I'm gonna repeat that for those of you all who are taking notes. Keeping your existing clientele is cheaper and easier than getting new clients. Again, this matters to you no matter if you are about to start your tax business or you have been in the game for 20 years. This matters to you, and let me tell you why. First of all, let me preface this by saying you want to do both. You want to retain your existing clients and get new clients for sure. But the main takeaway from this lesson is keeping your clients. So then, of course, the next question is, okay, well, how do I keep my clients? You keep your clients. If everything else in a tax business is the same as far as pricing, knowledge-based experience, and everything, the differentiating factor is customer service. It's customer service. How are you treating your tax clients? What is their experience with your tax business? What are they going through? You get what I'm saying? How are you treating your tax clients? What is their experience? What's going to keep them coming back? So you want to focus on customer service. Not a lot of people focus on customer service in the taxation industry because there's so many complaints. Because a lot of people are in this industry as a money grab. They just want to get all the money that they can and go. But they're not adding any value to the client. They're not doing any of that. They're just preparing taxes, and after they prepare taxes, it's a wrap. Like it's over with. That's not how it should be. So certain things that you should understand about retention, okay, it's all about retaining your existing clients so you can bet on that money tax season after tax season. If you have 500 clients one tax season and then have 200 clients the next tax season, that means that 300 people did not have a good experience with your tax business. And I'll tell you why in a minute. That's one of the things that is on this list, on why and how you can keep that from happening. But you have to be intentional about implementing some type of customer service into your tax business. Okay? You have to. How are you going to get these people coming back to you? And I'll even give you some game. You need to touch them and communicate with them more than once a year. Typically, the majority of tax businesses, they only reach out to their clients when it's time to file taxes. Oh yeah, January comes, hey, it's that time of year again, it's time to file taxes. Okay, and some people don't like that. But if you are intentionally adding value to your clients throughout the year, even in addition from the happy birthday emails and holiday emails, consider maybe a monthly newsletter telling them what's going on in the taxation world, what the government is thinking about doing, because the new tax laws typically don't come out until November for the upcoming tax season. But they put out a lot of maybes before then. Okay, we have to vote on this law. We have to vote on that law. You can keep them updated with that and how that may or may not affect them. You can give them tips throughout the year that will help them change their tax circumstances for next tax season. If you have a client who owes or have a liability this year, you can take the extra time and say, you know what, after I have analyzed your tax return, I see that you're not having enough withholdings taken out of your check, or whatever the case may be. Give them some nuggets that will help them, and they will remember that, because by the time people start getting their tax documents, they already know who they want to go to. So if you're just hitting them up in January or February like, hey, it's tax time again, and they haven't heard from you this whole time, but another tax preparer done came up and swooped and got your customer because they gave a little bit extra care to this client, then they already know who they're going to by the time they get their tax documents. You want to make sure that they're coming back to you. Okay? You want to make sure they're coming back to you. So the name of the game of that lesson is customer service. Okay? You want your client's experience with you to be enjoyable. Okay? And I'll tell you how in a minute. The third thing that you must know about owning a tax business is that if you are extremely clear with your team members, with the people you've hired, I like to call them team members. If you are extremely clear with your team members, then it will always result in better results for everyone, okay? That means that your team understands what's required of them, and everything in your business is better. So what is the takeaway from this lesson? Is clarity. It's clarity. And clarity starts with you. Clarity within your tax business starts with you. Okay? Before you even hire someone, before you even start vetting people, you need to be very clear on the trajectory of your business as a whole, what you would like your role to be, and what other roles do you need to fill to help you reach your goal, your overall ultimate goal of your tax business. Where are you going? Okay? Where are you going? And what do you need to do or what type of help do you need to get you there? Those are the questions that you need to be asking yourself. Okay? And those are the questions that you need complete clarity over. So when you start to look for someone to hire, when you start to vet people, you already know what roles you need and what these roles entail and how these roles will fit into your tax business. You already know who you're looking for before you start looking for them. So when you start to interview these people, you can say, hey, this role, I need this, that, and the third. Okay, here's my standard. Here's where my business currently is. Here's where we're trying to go. This is what this role is responsible for. This is the standard for this role. Can you meet this standard? You already know. You're already very clear. So let me tell y'all a story on how I had to learn an expensive lesson. I don't say I made a mistake. I just say I made an expensive lesson. But back in the day, everybody, you want to be a boss. You want to be a boss. I wanted to be a boss. And this was before social media even really got the social media-ing like it is now. I'm like, I need to hire people. I need to hire people. So I hired people. I hired a manager at that. Like a manager. I'm like, I need a manager. You know, I need somebody who's gonna like just take this and take it on. And to my surprise, and y'all let me know if y'all know this, but to my surprise, people can't read my mind. I was shocked. Like, did y'all know people can't read your mind? It's just me. Because in my head, I was going to hire this person and they were going to come in my business and they were going to see the gaps and be like, this needs to be done, and do it. And they were just going to be like the superlative of my business. And it was not like that. So I ended up paying someone who really didn't move the needle in my business the way that I thought. And the way that my pockets were showing, because they were getting paid very well, actually. Yeah, they were a manager. It's a lot of, you know, these titles and stuff, you know, okay? So the point of that is, don't be hiring people just to say you hiring people and this, that, and the third. So because you want to look like a boss. Okay, because you're going to end up in debt and owing someone and all of that stuff, and that's a no-go. But B, you don't want to waste any money as a small business, and we all are small businesses here. You do not want to waste money paying someone who's not moving the needle in your business. You do not want to waste money paying someone who isn't clear on what they need to do in order to move the needle. And it comes a time where you have to take accountability for their non-action because you are the business owner. I completely understand. I was just having this conversation with one of my entrepreneurial friends earlier. You know, she's going through something within her business. She runs a large firm, not a tax business. She's in a different industry. But she was saying, I understand how some people want to be employees because it's certain things that you don't have to deal with as an employee that you have to deal with as a business owner. And that is way true. That's why being a boss and being a business owner isn't for everyone. And that's okay. And that is okay. As a business owner, I don't want everyone to be a business owner because I want people who want to be an employee. I want people who want or need direction and things of that nature, because if everyone's trying to be a boss, nothing is happening for real. Okay? But it all starts with you as the CEO and founder of your business. It starts with you. Clarity starts with you. Leadership starts with you. Directions and all of that start with you. So before you start to hire people, you have to be very clear on the role that you need. So when you actually put a person into this role, they will know exactly what's expected of them because you were able to effectively communicate with that to them. Okay? You can't effectively communicate what you need from other people if you don't know. And if you don't know where you're trying to take your business, it just doesn't work like that. I thought it did work like it doesn't. I tried. I'm trying to tell y'all it doesn't. You're just going to be wasting money. I'm trying to tell you. Okay? And then sometimes people want to say, you know, you hire these people and they don't move the needle in your business in the way that you want it. And then so you go to bad mouthing this person. Oh, this isn't a good worker. Well, maybe you're not a good leader. Maybe they weren't a good worker because they didn't know what they needed to do on a daily basis. That's how deep you need to get with your team onboarding. Okay, what does this role do? What does a day in the life look like for this role? Whether they are a physical person that comes into your office or whether they are a virtual person that works for you. Every day I need you to come in, log in, check the emails, check this, do this. You need to understand what this role is doing and the weight that is taken off of your shoulders, the time that it's creating to free you up so you can do whatever you need to move the needle in the direction to where your business will grow. You need to be very clear on all of that before you hire anyone. And when you begin to hire people, then everyone knows what their role is. and everyone can play their role, and now we can start moving in the direction you want to move. Okay, now we're being productive, okay, and progressive within the business, okay, and not just sitting around looking at each other having a good time. No one's going to be having a good time when the business isn't making any money. You have to be progressive and productive within your business, and your team has to understand the part and the role that they play in growing the business. But it all starts with you. Your team can't tell you that. You know where you want to take your business. You have to have that clarity first, and then you relay that to your team. Okay? The fourth thing, and I got notes. The fourth thing that you must know about owning a tax business is creating SOPs for the business is a must. Okay? Creating standard operating procedures, aka SOPs, for your tax business is a must. The ultimate, I'm saying it like this, every aspect of your business needs an SOP. Every aspect of your business needs a standard operating procedure. You need to know how things are working in favor of your business, for your team and for your clients. Those are the top two SOPs that I always recommend tax businesses should create. Even though you need a SOP for every single aspect of your business, a marketing, how do you market, a lead capture, everything needs to have an SOP, but definitely a team onboarding. How are you onboarding your team? What training do they have to go through? All of that. And then a client onboarding. How are you onboarding your clients? Okay? How are you onboarding your clients? What is your internal process? What is your client journey? Your client journey is essentially, what is the experience of your client from the time they first come in contact with your company until you collect payment and e-file their tax return? What does that journey look like? This is where you have to sit down and map out some stuff intentionally. This is when you have to be very intentional about your business. Most tax business owners are not going to do this. And that's why they are not going to be as successful as they want to do, because when you are willing to do these things here, like creating SOPs for your business and really mapping out your client journey, first of all, this will help with your customer service. Like I said, I think that was the second thing that you must know, your customer service, because that means that every taxpayer, every client that's coming through your business and experiencing your business is having a very similar experience. Why? Because you intentionally created it like that. Because you created your client journey. You know exactly internally what their system is and what their path will be. Okay? You know that. So you need to understand, when a client contacts you, you need to understand, this goes back to number 3, you need to understand, and then you have to effectively communicate this to your team. Okay, if a client comes in, first point of contact, if a client walks into the office, okay, if you have a virtual office, if a client contacts you on social media or via website or via email or however, then what is the next step? And then what's the next step? And then what's the next step? And all of that. Check this out. I was on a one-on-one call with one of my mentees earlier, and we were talking about SOPs because she is in the process of scaling her business, and we were talking about SOPs, and she mentioned something that was very interesting. She said, all of my clients are different, so I have a different process for them. And I was just like, no, wrong. Hey, call on me, my turn. No. Okay? All of your clients' tax returns and tax circumstances are different, because no two taxpayers' tax return is alike, because everyone have different tax circumstances. So people have different tax circumstances, but your internal process and their experience with your company needs to be similar, needs to be the same. Okay, just because this person has a business and this person is a W-2 employee, that does not mean that they go on two different paths within your internal business. No, that means that if a client contacts you, boom, they contact you. You send them a link to get on your calendar to have the consultation call. After the call, you send them a link so they can upload their documents. Once their documents are uploaded, you alert such and such on your team to start creating to start preparing the tax return. When such and such gets alerted for that there's a new client, they create a new folder and they entitle it this 2022 dash last name dash first name. Then they go ahead. You get what I'm saying? That needs to be your process. Your process has to be that detailed, so you'll understand where it is. Okay, then the client is to check this folder and immediately create copies of all the tax documents that the taxpayer gave. They are to do, just iron it out. Create it and iron it out and make it clear. So when you hire people and when they see these systems, they can understand and know exactly what they need to do and where they need to go to get it done. Okay? And this is something that I told my mentee earlier too. I said, after you create your SOPs, if you have a younger cousin or a younger niece and nephew, have them read it. And if they can understand it, you're good. Because SOPs shouldn't be, when I say just because I say make it detailed, it doesn't mean make it complicated. Okay? SOPs aren't to be complicated. They are to be very simple. They can be detailed, but very simple. Go here, a 8th grader or even a 10-year-old should be able to read. If they know how to read, they should be able to run your business essentially. That's how detailed your SOPs need to be. Okay? And don't think that details do not mean extravagant or hard to follow or anything like that. It just means detailed. So you have to create these SOPs so you can help to keep these recurring clients coming back. So you can make sure that your clients are experiencing the same experience. It doesn't matter if you have 10 clients or 100 clients. Your clients need to have the same experience with your tax business. You don't need anyone falling through the cracks or anything like that, because that's how you lose clients. Take the time to do this, y'all. I promise you. When I know what life is like as a tax business owner without this stuff, and then I know what life is like as a tax business owner with these things, and it is totally different. It's totally different. You ultimately have to ask yourself, how successful do you want to be? How much money do you want to make? How successful do you want to be? Because if your answer is a lot and vary, then you have to do these extra steps to make your business whole. We're not talking about tax hobbies. No, it's called a tax business. So it has to function as such. It has to function as a business, not a tax hobby, not a tax side hustle, none of that. It's a tax business. And so if you are really trying to become successful and make this your primary income and be a heavy hitter in this industry, that can happen. But it cannot happen with lack of anything that I'm talking about today. Okay? I believe in manifestation too. Okay? And it doesn't happen without you having to put forth some type of effort. I'm trying to tell you. So every aspect of your tax business needs SOPs, okay? Standard operating procedures, especially client onboarding and team onboarding. Be intentional about the planning of your business, okay? Number 5, the 5th thing you must know about owning a tax business, and I might hurt somebody with this one, okay? Somebody might go ouch on this one, but I don't care, because I love pulling cards as a pastime. So the 5th thing, likes on social media do not equate into tax clients. It doesn't matter how many likes you get. Likes on social media does not equate into tax clients, okay? You must have a system in place to convert these likes into actual clients, okay? You have to have some type of lead capture system in place to convert these people who are liking your content into clients. And let me go a little bit deeper with this too, because especially for you newbies, you know, for you aspiring tax professionals or your new tax professionals, or even the existing tax professionals who's trying to make a larger imprint on social media. You may follow other tax professionals and they may post something and they have a lot of likes. And a lot is relative. You know, you may think someone with 50 likes is a lot because you're only getting 5 likes or something. Or someone who has a few hundred or a few thousand likes, and you say, oh my gosh, I only have a handful of likes, I'm going to fail in this I'm going to fail in this industry. No, that's not an indication of who's winning and who's not. A like does not mean you're getting paid. People aren't getting paid for these likes. Okay? And everyone who likes a post is not a tax client of these professionals. And quiet as kept, some people are still buying likes. Like, that's a whole nother story. But we're going to leave that out. But even if these people are getting these genuine likes, it does not mean that they have the equivalent in tax clients. And what's happening is you're comparing your situation and your tax business to these people who've probably been in the game for much longer than you, probably been on social media and put in the energy much longer than you to actually, you know, play with the algorithm and stuff. And that delays you from getting the exposure that you need from posting on social media, from being active on social media, because now you're comparing yourself to other people, thinking that likes equate to tax clients. And it does not. I'll tell you now, and it happens every time, my least amount of likes on social media are the posts that I make the most money on, because people don't like it, but because they're too busy doing the call to action that I told them to do. So if I'm telling them to register for a webinar or a tax training or get my new freebie or DM me or whatever, they're doing whatever I'm telling them to do. I'm not telling them to like this post. I'm telling them to register for something, to grab my freebie, to DM me, to join my free groups. They're doing that. And that's much more efficient and effective to me. And so what's the solution to this? You're like, okay, what's the solution? My suggestion is to get these people, the likes that you do have, off of social media. To get these people off of social media. Because we don't own social media. We're like renters. This might be my IG page and everything where I'm talking to you all on now, but I don't own IG. If IG decides to sell to Elon Musk or someone, okay, and Elon Musk decides to, you know what, or anyone, not just him, or anyone decides whatever with this platform, then voila, that's my page and your page. Now I have no more access to you all. We know, and we lived through, it was either earlier this year and or late last year, IG and Meta went down. Like it crashed. Okay? How many of you have been shadow banned? I know I have. So we have to take these people off of social media. How we do that? Get them to join your email list, your texting list, create a different group that's off of social media. Get them into something that you own so you can continue to add value to them, and then of course market to them whenever you can. Now, you don't want every time someone hears from you or sees you that you're asking for money. You know, oh, I have this going on, I have that, this is on sale, y'all should get this. You don't want that. Okay, what you want is to nurture your clients, okay, and to continue to give value to them. So when you do say, hey, I have this on sale, or hey, it's tax season again, they will be like, oh, okay, yeah, because this person has been giving the game all year. I feel comfortable with them for sure. Of course I'm coming back, or of course I'm going to them. That is the type of trust that you want to develop with your clients, okay? That's what you want to develop with them. So just because you do or do not have a lot of likes on social media does not really mean anything. Those are what I call vanity metrics, okay? Look at your real metrics. You can go to IG Insights and look at other metrics, okay? Engagement and all of that, and let that tell you what your audience likes. I'll probably do a whole live on that one day, but that's not what this live is. So those are the 5 things you must know about owning a tax business. Let me review them one more time. And if you have any questions, definitely put the questions in the question bubble down below. I'm going to go through this briefly because I went through each of these individually, so you can catch the replay if you missed the top. But the first thing that you must know about owning a tax business is that tax preparation is not the only aspect of your tax business. Okay, there are other business aspects that you must consider in order to really have a profitable and well-rounded business, all right? The second thing is that keeping your existing clientele is easier and cheaper than getting new clients. Yes, you want to do both, but you also want to make sure that you are keeping your existing clients, and the way to do that best is through great customer service, to make sure that they are having a great experience, and that's going to be intentional on your part, okay? The third thing is having clarity with where you want your tax business to go, and having clarity on the roles that you need to help get your tax business to where you want to go. So when it's time for you to start hiring people, you can effectively communicate that clarity to them, so your entire team could be on the same page, okay? Clarity starts with you. Clarity starts with you, okay? The fourth thing, you must create an SOP, aka a standard operating procedure, for every aspect of your tax business. You must, okay? This is, again, we're being intentional about starting, building, and growing 6-figure profitable tax businesses. Every aspect of your tax business must have a standard operating procedure, okay? Every aspect, especially client onboarding and team onboarding, okay? And then number 5, likes on social media don't mean shit, okay? Likes on social media do not equate to tax clients. Okay, they do not equate to tax clients. So you need to figure out a way or a system. You need to have a system in place to convert these into actual paying clients. Okay, all right. So if you all do not have any questions, I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here. Next Thursday, I will not be here for Tax Boss Talk Thursday, because once a month on Thursdays at 7 p.m. I host a free training, and it's in Zoom, okay? And it's much more in depth than these trainings I do on IG Live, so you have to register for it. You can either DM me free, FREE, or simply click the link in my bio to register for this free training. It's June 30th. Okay, it's June 30th, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You have to register so you can get the link, so you can join. Again, next Thursday, I won't be up here. I will be in Zoom giving a more robust free training for you all, okay? So let me go through this chat and make sure that I am not missing any questions. Okay, cool. So again, if you have not registered yet for my free training, I'm going to be showing you how you can start and grow a 6-figure tax business. So if you are an entrepreneur and you're thinking about wanting to be an entrepreneur and you just don't know what business to start to get you there, I will highly encourage you to come to this free training to understand how you can start a tax business with no prior experience or with no degree, okay? Because I know those are the things that went through your mind if you've been debating about starting a tax business and you're like, I don't have either of those. You don't need either of those. And I'll tell you exactly why you don't need either of those next Thursday. So click the link in my bio. Register. If y'all have any questions, DM me. Y'all DM me anyway with all your questions. So that's nothing new. I'll see y'all next week. Peace.